Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a visual artist and voice coach from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to day 57 of my 100-day vlog series. So this is a daily vlog series where I share what I've learned in my journey of pursuing my dreams, going after my passion, going after whatever I think is a worthy and meaningful purpose for me, and creating my life around that. So if you're someone who has a dream, if you're someone who wants to create more out of your life than just the regular conventional stuff that everyone else seems to be doing and seems to think is the right way to live, if you feel called to do more with your life, if you feel like you want to create a worthy and meaningful purpose for yourself, this is a blog series for you. I'm here to share what I've learned and what I have experienced and some of my realizations, because it is an ongoing learning journey and I'm still learning as I go along. But you're not alone in this journey. I'm here and I hope that what I share gives you more perspectives as you figure out your own journey. So if you have questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. So yesterday I shared about how when we have a dream, and usually when we have an idea of what that dream is, we have a certain form. But sometimes this form is not very specific. It's not specific enough that we can actually start taking clear action on it. And this is very important, because a lot of times when we think of our dreams, right, we have a misconception that a dream is something that is, something on the horizon, something that's kind of floofy and up there in the clouds, something that's not very tangible. And because of that misconception, a lot of people think that, dreams are not practical, dreams are something that, is not realistic, but that's actually very, very far from the truth. Because I believe that the dreams that we have are actually part of the journey of us discovering who we really are and discovering our true self and discovering what is it that you really are called to create in this life. Okay, I don't have all the answers in this regard and I don't want to get too philosophical here, but essentially if you have a dream, if you feel called to do something about it and you're not quite sure where to start, I think that's a very good sign that it is time for you to start taking action on it. So what I shared yesterday is how to make this dream that you have something that becomes a reality for you. And how you want to go about doing that is, well, basically applying the SMART goal thing to them. Okay, I don't know what else to call it. So there's this thing called SMART goals, right? And SMART basically stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And this is something that is applicable when it comes to goal setting, when it comes to going after your goals in your life, and it can be applied to any goal that you want to go after, basically. But in this case, I'm applying it to something that really matters to you. Okay, so it's not just a career goal that you need to do to get your promotion, but it's more like, what is that dream for your life? What is that thing that really matters to you? What is it that you're going to live, and then you look back at the end of your life, you look back at the end of your life and you can say that you really lived the life that you've always wanted. Okay, so we're applying that to your dream. All right, and this is a way to figure out how you want to get started on that dream in the best possible way for you right now. Okay. So I'm going to use the example as an artist because that is what I am, that's what I have the most experience in, that's what I have done many projects of fulfilling my dreams around. And I want to go back to when I was an artist in New York City, or rather an aspiring artist in New York City, because at that time I was 28. I had just reconnected to my childhood dream that I had forgotten about for 20 years. And I moved to New York for a year, and I decided that I was going to try to be an artist in this, totally amazing and crazy city. And I didn't know where to begin. I spent every single day kind of just sitting at my table, staring at the blank paper or the blank canvas and not really knowing what to express, not knowing what to draw, not knowing what I wanted to explore as an artist. So it can get very overwhelming when we have a dream that is as vague as my dream is to be an artist. Like, what does that mean? Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to define what does that mean to you right now. Like, what does your dream mean to you right now? What is a specific thing that is related to what this dream is? So as an artist, it could be that, you want to learn how to paint with acrylics. Okay. And then Even with that, right, it becomes more specific. You can still make it even more specific. You can still drill it down even further, because painting in acrylics is still quite a broad range of possibilities in there. So you want to narrow it down, okay? That maybe instead of just painting with acrylics, we'll paint fruits in acrylic, okay? And then the reason why you want to do that is because you want to improve your acrylic painting skills when it comes to still life, for example, okay? So this is my example as an artist who was not trained in art. Something that if I had known then what I know now, I could have picked something like that. And then the next thing you want to look at is how are you going to measure your progress when it comes to this, this more specific form of the dream that you have right now. So now as a new artist, I have a goal of painting fruits, in acrylic, okay? And now I have to figure out how am I going to measure this dream. Maybe the objective is to do one painting a week. Okay, because I don't know, I'm new, I don't know how long it will take me to actually finish a painting. So maybe I'll do one painting a week, and I will specify what kind of size this painting is going to be. And maybe I can even specify what kind of fruit, because if I can even narrow it down further and say that for one, for the beginning, I'm just going to paint apples in acrylic, that is really specific, and it allows you to keep going in that direction without having to think too much about it. Then the next thing we want to look at is this goal attainable? Is it achievable? Is it something that you are able to do? So, if I'm learning how to paint in acrylics and all I'm doing is painting apples, I think that's quite achievable. I don't think that is something that is way outside of my, current level of skill at that point in time when I was a new artist in New York. And then you want to think about, is it relevant? Is it realistic? Painting apples, in acrylic, doing one painting a week that is a certain size, and then you think about how much time that's going to take. At that point in time, I wasn't exactly extremely busy. I had a internship, which didn't exactly take up a lot of my time. It was like 3 days a week. So yeah, it was totally possible. It's totally realistic. And finally, time bound. It is really important to set an end date for your exploration. Any dream that you have, it is not, that is still big and kind of vague in its form. It's not going to end anytime soon. Like, it has an indefinite deadline, and because you're on this journey of going after your dreams, it really only ends when, your life ends, basically. So it's a lifelong journey. And because it's a lifelong journey, there is no clear end date. Well, there is an overall end date, but when it comes to the specific project that you're taking on in manifesting your dream in a very specific form that is right for right now, you need to set an end date. I personally love to do month-long projects, because over 1 month, that is a very clear deadline. Especially if you start at the beginning of the month and you end on the last day of the month. That's a very clear deadline that you can set for yourself. So coming back to my artist example, as a new artist, maybe what I want to do is to paint in acrylics, and to only paint apples in various settings, and to paint a certain size painting. So after 1 month, I should have 4 completed paintings of that size. And then at the end of that 1 month, I can look back and see if, do I still want to continue painting apples in still life, or do I want to paint something else, or is there another subject matter that really speaks to me? So it's a process of trial and error. It's a process of figuring out what it is right for you right now, and making that dream come down to something that is very specific, something that you can measure, something that is easily attainable for you in terms of, the way your life is right now, something that is realistic and can be attained, and something that is very important, time bound. I will share more about this tomorrow, so if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links, which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. And I'll see you tomorrow.